We're living the life, we're living it right. Voice of the people, we shining the light. Talking that real, truth on the mic. News, wellness, culture, keeping it tight. From actors to artists, we changing the game. Entrepreneurs rising, remember the name. Tina Marie Hollywood, bringing that flame. Gerald Anderson, see you doing the same. Buff Patterson in the frame. And the life media moments making its name. Yeah, from heart to the hustle, watch how we grow. It's the Life Live. Now you know.
Welcome and good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Monday fun day. Is it really? But hey, it's Monday. I hope everyone had a great Monday. It's cold. I know Gerald's going to say it's not that cold, but Florida has been cold. I'm not a big fan of the cold weather, but you know, it's been pretty nippy out here in Florida. But hey, we, make it do what it do. It's now starting to warm up, so that's good. I hope everyone is ready for Thanksgiving, their turkey day. Oh, I got to ask Gerald about this. I don't know if anyone's done like what's the turkey when the fried turkey. I wonder if anyone done that. You know, if you guys have anyone done that, put that in the chat. I'm curious to know how that tastes and how that actually comes out. I've never heard of it before. But anywho, we have a great show once again. So let's get cracking. And let me get my co-host on air with me, Mr. Gerald C. Anderson, Mr. Author, director, and dad and husband and friend.
I love fried turkey.
Let me tell you, I've never heard of that until I moved out here.
I love fried turkey.
And is that the only way to cook it? Is in like that big pot outside? What do you call it?
Yeah, that's all I know. And I mean, I don't cook it. A friend of mine cooks them, and he cooks them really good. So
really, it doesn't dry it out or anything.
No, it's good. It's juicy, if anything. Because what he does is he injects the seasonings into the turkey. So
that is
the seasoning is all through it. Yeah. So some people don't do that, but he does that. That's what makes his fried turkeys really good.
Yeah, I mean, I have everyone talking about it now, and again, I'm like, okay, what is with this fried turkey? Because I guess it's like a popular thing here in the South or Florida or what have you.
Well, so Maryland, I have it up here. The first time I ever was supposed to was up here. So,
well, y'all country out there too, so I get it. I'm a New Yorker. We don't do stuff like that. We bake it and we put it in the oven like proper sane people. We don't do no fried. But but it sounds really good. So one day I have to try it. I want to try it one day, not make it, but I want to try it, like taste it and see how it tastes.
It's good. It, of course, it's like anything else. It depends on who's actually cooking it.
Right.
It's good or not. But if you get somebody who's good at making it, it can be really good.
And I guess it comes down to like the flavor and the seasoning and stuff. Yeah. Because you gotta
like
season
like a lot of dishes, it comes down to how you season it. And like I said, the guy when I get a fried turkey, I get it from him because I know he knows how to cook it. He cooks it good, and and he has a lot of people with orders. he has a lot of orders that he be taking. So
maybe one day I'll taste it and see how it is and that whole thing, hopefully. Yeah. But I'm curious. But every year I never get a chance to because I don't know anyone that actually makes it. So that's that.
All right. That high pitch, we can't hear this. It's too high.
It's my birthday. Well,
That's right. Saturday is your birthday.
Yes, I'll be 45 again.
For the 40th time. Yeah.
Stop it. Enough. But I'm excited. I'm gonna be double nickel. I love it. I'm excited.
All right. You got any big plans?
Yes, I do. Okay. I can't tell anyone.
You can't tell him. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
Well, I'm going to put Buff on the case because Buff will definitely find out what that secret is.
Of course she will. PI. But again, we have a great show ahead. We have a fabulous guest. And we had an interesting backstage conversation. Maybe we'll get into it, maybe not. But it was very
cut it off. It's like they were going on and on. We wouldn't have a show.
Exactly, because it was getting heated. We was getting into it. So, but before we get to that, let's get to our positive media moment with Miss Buff Patterson. Hey,
yay! Well, what is going on? It seems is my podcast looking weird?
Yes, looking weird. It's At one minute you have a tiger over your shoulder, and the next minute
we'll have a tiger. Right. Well, that's a tiger. I wanted to take it off so you can see what it looks like. I have a tiger. I have a tiger in the house. Tiger in the house.
Tiger in the house.
Well, first of all, I want to say happy birthday. Every day is a new opportunity to have a better day.
I know, right?
Praise God. Thank you, Jesus, for giving her one more year.
Another day to get on Gerald's nerves.
I love it.
Another day, you know.
Another day.
I love
That's so funny. We all have our glasses on today. I need readers today.
Yes, I need a
story today of resilience, barrier breaking, and service. And today's story is about a lady named Dr. Olivia Hooker. Now, I've never talked about her, but let me tell you what's so important about her. She was born in 1913. And this lady, at 6 years old, her family was involved in the Oklahoma massacre, and they moved to Ohio after that. This lady went and got her associate's arts degree in Ohio, and later decided, she was a teacher. She said, I want to go in the Navy. In 1945, she wanted to go in the Navy, but they wouldn't let Black people in the Navy at the time. So she went and got in the Coast Guard. She was the first Black woman to be enlisted in the Coast Guard. And not only that, she won an award for being in the Coast Guard. So she said, oh, y'all want to let me in? I'll go in the Coast Guard. Got in the Coast Guard. After that, she could, with her GI Bill, which is very important, she actually ended up going back to school and getting her degree in, let me see, she got another degree in psychological services from Columbia University, where she started teaching at Fordham. The story don't end. This lady actually she ended up having a commission for the people on Black Wall Street. With Obama, they had a commission to do reparations for the remaining people who were affected by the Black Wall Street. And at 95, she joined the another part of the Coast Guard, the Coast Guard Auxiliary at 95. And she ended up passing away at 103.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
2017, she died.
Wow.
So
she lived a long time. That's good.
That's a year older than Tina.
Never had children, never was married. But I want to believe this, that it's the right person. You get up and go. She came from a different place, and I look at the new kids now, the millennial kids. They don't want to work. This lady believed in work, service, reparations for the people from Black Wall Street, and getting and educating. She also started a foundation for people that are mentally retarded and for autism. She brought those type of things. She's one of the founding people, psychological services, people with autism. So I just think we should be able at 2000. Look, she lived until she was 107.
That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. That is
beautiful. So it's not, we just don't want anyone. We want the right one.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of people, the groundbreaking people that our people should know. And again, I always say, hiding in plain sight. But Obama did recognize her, and she got an award for being such a stellar community service person, and being a professor, and being in the Coast Guard, the first Black woman to be in the Coast Guard. So I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity for me to really research our history. And I meet so many people, when I tell them things, they're like, what? I said, so we're not victims, we're victors.
Yeah,
As
this
Black
is true.
Americans, we are victors. We have been here. We've been creating things, and there is no room to be a victim, especially with people like her that are trailblazers that have given us so much inspiration and have paved ways for all of us.
That's true. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So
Tina, where you going for your birthday? Where you going for your birthday?
You said what?
Where you going for your birthday?
It's a secret. She told you. You have to uncover the secret.
I will find out. I
know you will. Buff is on the case.
You know she is.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for again having Life's positive media
absolutely.
moments. Positive media moments. It helps me with my community and spread more life-giving things that we have done. We don't need to focus on the negative. We need to be able to inspire our youth and encourage us to know that there's people been out there that have been doing amazing things in our community and who have actually shaped our communities. Amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. You know, it was a Black woman that invented the Murphy bed.
Yes.
And the Ring camera, you know how everyone has a Ring camera. A
Black
woman
woman
discovered
that.
It was the first Black woman that actually did that. The iron board.
The iron. We've done so many things, but I think the most important thing is not just that. It's when people say what we can't do.
Yes.
What we haven't done.
But we've done it all.
We've integral part of America. America is still very new. We have been integral part of this country. And I think once we take our place and say that and live in that, good, bad, and ugly, I think we can go and say that we're doing very well.
Yeah, exactly. And we won't have to be from
Gerald back at work. Gerald's back at work. Let's give him a hand. Yay.
All the government workers are back at work.
Yeah, give him a hand. They try to make you
all of them. That is so true. That was
they didn't want you to go to work. They was
you got these people texting me talking about, are you back at work? Can you do this for me?
I was asking, you told me no because you had things to do.
But yes. Well, thank you, Buffy. We appreciate you, and we definitely we learned so much from all of your media moments. So we definitely appreciate
you guys. Have a beautiful.
We appreciate you.
Yes. So get rid of the tiger over your shoulder, please. It's it's a bit much.
Go enjoy that California sunshine.
It's raining today. Can you believe that?
Darn.
Southern California.
It rains in Southern California.
It never rains in California. What do you mean? It ain't raining. That's your imagination.
It's raining for real. Yep.
All right. Thanks, Buff.
See you later.
Bye.
All right. You remember that from Wayne's World? Remember that from back in the days? Like Wayne's World. Oh, see, those are my nerdy days. Oh my gosh, it was such. I know it's.
Did you say were?
I'm not a nerd anymore. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So we know that. So right.
See, you always see. This is why I don't like to tell you nothing. You always want to tell everything.
What?
What? All right. So thank you, everyone who's joining us. We have Renata. We got Rhonda. Thank you for the birthday wish, Rhonda. I appreciate that. And Beryl, of course, I'm going to say a class. And Jaden. And who else we have? Thank you, Gerald. But thank you, everyone who's, some guy that just be randomly stalking us. But thank you, everyone, for joining us and, of course, supporting us as usual. We really appreciate it. But again, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving coming up and eat lots of food. Food is good. Hopefully, groceries been so much money. Like, okay, that's another show. Okay. Anyway, so go ahead, Gerald. You want to introduce our fabulous guest?
Okay. All right. So April Sampé is an electric singer-songwriter crowned the voice of the city who merges the soulful sounds of Louisiana Creole country with an East Coast edge to create R&B, jazz, and soul anthems. A powerhouse performer, she has shared stages with music royalties from Patti LaBelle to Erykah Badu and performed for President Barack Obama. Her latest EP, Ugly, Understand God Loves You, embodies her powerful, transformative stage presence, which I have had the honor of being able to witness live and in person. So let's bring to the stage Miss April Sampé. Hope I got that right.
Hey y'all, I want to wear my glasses too. Look, I can't keep them on.
They look good.
Hey, April.
You look good.
How y'all doing?
April said, I'm gonna wear my glasses too.
Right, I want to be one of the cool kids. I'm like, at least if I'm gonna come on, I need to come on like the cool kid.
I only got one contact. That's why I got to wear my glasses.
Oh no, if I can't see to save my life.
I see out of one eye.
But you definitely, me and glasses don't do well together. I always feel sick when I wear glasses for too long. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. But I love the way they look. Everybody looks so cool.
But I look better though. I look better than Gerald, right?
You know what? Absolutely. But y'all both look real good. I gotta give it to you. Y'all both look real good.
She needed that, so that was good that you said.
She is beautiful though. You gotta give it to her. I love beautiful people. Hey, people in the chat, how y'all doing? Listen, what y'all need to do.
You see everyone that's joining us, April?
Yeah, I love it. And I was gonna tell them, invite all your friends, tell them come on over. The water's fine.
Exactly.
I think Renata remembers you from writing on the Lyfe magazine.
Yeah. Oh, can I? Do you mind? Can I do
it? Of course. Why would I say no?
Yeah. When I tell you all of the magazines, all of them, every single one, they are all good reads. So I'm gonna tell y'all. Make sure y'all are paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention. Right. It's free.
The information is information. Okay.
So April, tell everyone about you, just with that big, beautiful smile. Just greet everyone with that. Just tell everyone about your fabulousness.
What do I want to tell people about myself? First of all,
don't start from the beginning because we only got an hour show. Okay?
Oh, okay. So okay. I was about to say I was born in a river. I was born by the river in a little tent. No, I'm magical. That's how I always like to introduce myself. I'm as magical can be, because the way I see it is, if I can sprinkle a little love, a little magic on you, you're gonna have to smile. You're gonna have to receive the good energy that I'm giving, right? So I'm a big ball of positive energy. I'm a big ball of love and light. I'm an entertainer, a real estate agent, which is really random. A lot of times people are like, wait, you actually do something outside of entertainment? Yes, I do. I sell houses because I feel that the world needs to be able to build generational wealth. Can you hear what I'm saying? Look at God, hallelujah.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time so we can hear you.
Generational wealth. Hallelujah. Holla back. So I'm a strong believer in that. And I love all of the people, and I want all of the people to be able to be able to help their children and their children's children, and it not just stop with them. It's like when your legacy is up, don't let your legacy end. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Look, I love yours right back.
That's just the bracket.
I love it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I guess that's a little bit of who I am. Been in the industry, been performing since I was, I guess professionally, let's say professionally, since I was 15.
Okay.
I have shared stages with everyone, and it's been an absolute blessing. It's been a blessing because I can still go to the grocery store.
Okay.
So that's always been a prayer of mine. People are like, well, what about you haven't made it yet? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I can go to the grocery store.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the EP.
So ugly stands for Understand God Loves You. It is a self-help book.
Did you freeze up? Oh, there we go.
Oh, I was freezing. I'm sorry, you guys.
No, you weren't. You didn't freeze up on my end.
Oh, okay. So Ugly is a self-help book in music form. Let me make this very clear. It is not a gospel album. Honey, I curse like a sailor. Okay. But it's the truth. There's a song on the album called Manthem. And one thing that I love is a beautiful black man, honey. I love me a beautiful black man. I married one. I'm sticking beside him. He is the love of my life. I love that man's dirty draws. And I wrote a song. I wrote an anthem for all the beautiful, beautiful black men out there. And I feel they don't get enough love. They need the love.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, stop it, Gerald.
It's the truth. It's 100%.
It is true. You're right.
There's a ladies' anthem called Daily Affirmations. In the beginning of the song, it says, and I quote, "I am a queen from beginning to end. I don't need you to lose for me to win." And I think that if we live by that, then we'll be winning. A lot more of us will be winning. I think that so many of us are saying the only way I can help you to win, or the only way that I can win is if you lose. That is not how this works.
Yeah.
So it's finding a way to, quote unquote, not only big yourself up, but big up those around you. And I feel that the what is it? Light. Oh my gosh, what is it? Like, I forget the.
No, I can't read your mind. I would help you.
You should be able to read my mind. What is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I'm not from Atlantis. I don't know.
It's the glass.
No. I'm not from Atlantis. No. XR426.
Okay, see, XR. Yeah, that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, come close to the screen. Come close. Here's a secret strong enough for a man.
Here we go.
My name is, in fact, April Sampé. Okay, so now you all know my name. I am from the planet XR426. Okay, that's it. I'm from another planet,
AKA Oz.
So if you want to ever join my planet, just call me. We'll all get together, do some lunch or whatever, and I'll take y'all up. It's
and when you met your husband, that's what you told him, right?
That is what I told him. When I first met my husband, he said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Oh, the planet XR426." He said,
and he's like, "I want to marry you."
Absolutely. When you,
I would have said, "Me too."
What I was, and I still can't think of the phrase, but when you shine light, one issue is that people always want to put out or dim somebody else's light so that they can shine. No, what people don't realize, if you put one light bulb that's been lit next to a light bulb that has not, and you take the light bulb that was lit away, that light bulb that was out is now shining. So it might be a little bit slow, but it still has some light to it. You need to give light in order for light to shine, right? Okay. So in order for you to help other people, honey, you need to shine. Let your light shine. Stop dimming your light for other people.
Yes.
You can dim, you can raise your light, be brighter so you can help other people.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Beryl has a question for you.
What's your question, baby girl?
She says, what's your why? Why?
If you put your glasses on, you can see that.
No, actually, these have no medicine in them. What's my why? Why do I do it? Yeah, and they really don't show anything, honey. My why, honestly, to add value to others. In all seriousness, and I feel that the more value that I add to others, the more value I add to myself. I know that's really random, but it's true. So, fun fact, I was depressed, and I bring this up every once in a while. I was depressed, and I can't even remember what year it was. But I was working at the bank. I was in banking for 22 years, and money was never a problem for me. So what I would do is when I was depressed, I would go to McDonald's. Who goes to McDonald's when they're depressed? Me.
The McFlurries be on point.
When I wouldn't go for myself, I would go and get a big box, and I'd ask them to fill them up with McDonald's like dollar burgers. Oh, and I guess at the time they were maybe like 50 cents or whatever. And I would fill them up and get a whole bunch of French fries, and I would go and take them to the homeless. That was the way that I would feel better and
serve.
Yeah, I mean that's just how and I'm not saying that like, oh, look at me, this is what I do. No, it's just the way that I feel better is when I see that other people are feeling better.
Yes.
Another fun fact, if you come to one of my shows and your energy is off, my energy will be off. So I will do my absolute best to get your energy up so that I can have a good show. And so I've actually had situations where it was a small crowd. I will never forget. It was I can't tell you the place, but we were in Baltimore, and it was a small stage, and everybody was just off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we're not doing a show today. So I got on the floor, and I just literally got on my stomach, and I was, like Saturday morning cartoons, like you would watch Saturday morning cartoons, and that was me. I said, can y'all in the back see me? And they were like, no. I said, oh, okay. I said, can y'all hear me? And they were like, well, yeah. I said, okay. Well, I can't hear you guys. I need to hear y'all. I need to feel y'all. I need your energy to change. I said, or I'm going to stay right here on this floor, and this is where I'm doing the show from. And everybody started laughing. It was like once everybody started laughing, I said, okay, now we can do this.
Yeah.
I can't give you a show if you're not going to give me a show.
Yeah.
I understand you paid to get in, honey, but you want a show. I'm gonna give you one, but you can't come in with negative energy.
Yeah, I always say energy is transferable, so you got to be careful with the energy. So
100%.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
So tell us about this bad. What is it? Ugly? No, the news. I forget what it was called.
No.
Ugly news. There you go. I knew it was bad, ugly, or something. Tell me more about that.
Bad. Ugly news. Ugly is great, honey. Ugly against Understand God Loves You. And it's a reaction podcast. One of the things that I'm reacting to is just anything positive. So, if people want to send me videos, TikTok videos, just something fun. So I've only done 2 episodes so far. The first one was, we were talking about neighbors. And the focus was, pretty much love thy neighbor. Like, what's your neighbor doing? And there was one part where it was an older gentleman. He walks over to his neighbor's house and he's like, I need help opening up this jar. He's like, all my friends are dead. But he knew that he could go to his next door neighbor for help. Another one was a girl came home, she has 3 jobs, she has children, and her neighbors mowed her lawn. I'm a little messy, y'all. I thought to myself, it's either because they're really good neighbors or your yard really needs some work. Either way, her neighbors did that. And then this most recent episode, actually the one that I'm working on now is about spouses, focusing on your spouse, loving your spouse. The last one that just came out was I Choose Me, and it's really focusing on loving yourself. That's something that a lot of people just forget how to do for some reason, which I don't understand. Like, if you don't love yourself, how do you expect somebody else to love you? I'm just asking for a friend. But yeah.
What made you want to do this type of podcast? Out of all because you're a musician, you're a singer. Like, why this type of podcast?
Because there needs more love is needed in the world. And here's the funny part. I swear, every once in a while, I'm as messy as they come, honey. I love a good Housewives. I love to watch, just some of the shows that really don't show all of the
ratchet shows.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm like, where's the feel good? Where is something that's just telling me
that's
that
true.
It's okay to just be who you are. You don't have to be all extra. And when I say you don't have to be extra, because child, I'm as extra as they come. I'm more extra than the women. Okay, extra, read all about it. But
so is Gerald. He's so extra.
But the problem is there's so many people that are trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? And when you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, you're trying to be somebody that you're not just for likes, for clicks, for whatever. And I'm like, if that's you, why are you being that person? Right. So
in this day and age, a lot of people are surviving just on likes and things like that. If they don't get those likes, they feel like they're not worth anything.
It's true. But I'll tell you, as a person who has experienced it, I've experienced those days where you get all of the likes, all of the love. I don't know if you all remember Periscope back in the day. Anyone? Okay. Well,
I don't remember that.
Periscope was like Facebook Live, or Facebook Live before Facebook Live was a thing.
Was that before?
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. You said what now?
I knew Gerald would know. I knew he would know.
Well, I used to love, I swear, I loved Periscope. I was on Periscope every day, all day. And I was honestly like fiending for the likes. Mm-hmm. And one day I was like, why? This is not me. I'm not that person. You know what I mean? So it's easy to become that. I was watching someone else's reaction video where they were talking about how influencers feel that they're above and beyond anyone all of a sudden because they're influencers. Oh, wow. Like, sweetheart, you know that nobody really knows you. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. No one knows you. Yeah. No one cares. Nobody cares that you're an influencer. Your life does not matter as much as you think it does. And your life should matter to you. Your life should matter to your family. That's about as far as it needs to go. Right. But because your life revolves around how many likes you're receiving from everyone else, you crash out if someone doesn't give you a free donut or if somebody doesn't give you a free whatever. And I'm like, sweetheart, sit down. There are many chairs, many seats. Right. I'm all. Yeah. So I know how easy it is to, it's a drug.
To fall into that category of.
Yeah. But remind yourself of who, listen, I'm a queen. You know what I mean? I am that woman. But at the same time, I am no better than anyone else. And so I because I'm no better than anyone else, I'm not going to look down on anyone for doing whatever it is that they're doing. And that's just where I stand at this point. But like I said, I do understand how easy it is for that drug to just take over.
Right. That's one thing we need to definitely stop, is that crabs in a barrel thing, where we think that we can only get up if we push everybody else down.
Absolutely not.
We need to get rid of that mentality. We all can.
That has been an ongoing thing. I mean, we can try to. All we can do is be individuals and help those that we, desire to help, but those that just are in that other category, it's just is, unfortunate.
100%. 100%. What do you?
So tell us about we were starting. I think we were starting to talk about the real estate thing in the back, right? And then so why don't you tell us about maybe 3 things that people need to watch out for nowadays with real estate, and we know what one was. We started talking about. So
the one thing that I'm going to tell the world, I'm telling everybody, I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Inspect. Okay. Get a good inspector. And I will also add, get an inspector who actually cares about you as a buyer. Now, I'm going to tell you all something that just happened today. I had a client, wonderful client, who is purchasing her first home. And we ended up picking out a beautiful home that had some challenges. I'm just going to leave it right there. Now, I could see some of the challenges initially. I did bring a few of those challenges up, but I can't, I'm not an inspector, so I can't, the only thing I can say is, look, do you see that? Yes, okay. If it's not that big of a deal to you, then it's not going to be that big of a deal until I know it's a big deal. Does that make sense? Today, the inspector walked in and said, absolutely not. Would you like us to continue to do the inspection, or do you want me, because I don't mind taking your money, but I do have your, I have your best interest at heart. And, this is your first time purchasing a home. I'm looking out for you today. This is not something, and this is not something an average inspector will do.
Right.
But this inspector did that. for the love of what he does, and because he felt the need to help this one particular person. And so I say all that to say, get yourself an inspector and make sure the inspection is done right. Because you have some people that are like, oh, I looked at it and it's fine. Get it inspected. You said 3 things. So I guess another thing would be, make sure that, I know this is crazy, but try to make sure that your real estate agent has a relationship with your lender. Because, and this is especially if you are not a good communicator. And what I mean by that is, so many people do not check their emails. And if your agent and your lender have, and I'm not talking about a relationship where they just pick up the phone like, hey girl, I'm talking about, have they worked together? Are they able to communicate in a way to make sure this the transaction moves smoothly? Because with the lenders that I work with, I can say, okay, where are we in this process? Everything doesn't have to be an email. Everything doesn't have to be, whatever. I just tell me where we are and tell me what we need quickly. And another thing would be to make sure that you vet your agent. Just because I'm a good real estate agent.
Say that one more time. Say that again.
Vet your agent. So just because I know I'm a good agent doesn't mean you know I'm a good agent. Also, you don't know if you and I are going to gel well together until we sit down and have an actual conversation. Don't just think that I'm here to open up doors, because that is not all that I do. Yes, I can open up a door. Okay. And that's not it. I write contracts. Bless you. I write contracts. I verify contracts. I negotiate. Bless you.
Thank you.
I negotiate on your behalf.
I'm allergic to Gerald.
Oh no.
I don't even have a comment for that.
I know, that's what I'm like, oh my. Oh no. But yeah, so those are the things that I would definitely say.
And then the one more, you know where we're guiding this to.
And it's funny because,
well, I think Rhonda just put it in the question in the chat
about the 50-year mortgage.
Rhonda beat us to it.
Yes.
So what do I feel about what are my thoughts about the 50-year mortgage? Okay. How do I say this to the world?
Just say it.
So if you're purchasing a home, you're going to be in. If you're purchasing a home and you're purchasing it, getting a 50-year fixed, you're going to be in debt for 50 years. That's what 600 payments that you're going to make.
Almost, yeah.
Okay. Now, with the 600 payments that you're going to make, one thing that I would say is, if you're going to go that route, just because you're saying, I don't know what my job situation is going to look like, then fine. Then fine. What I would say is make sure you double and triple your payments and make sure that money is going towards principal and not your interest. Okay? And I would recommend that even if you're doing a 30-year fix or a 15-year fix. If you're able to double up your payments and make sure that money is going towards your principal and not your interest. Because if you're just making a regular payment, they're going to put that money towards your interest. Period. Right. Okay. Do I recommend it? No. If you don't have to get a 50-year mortgage, don't get a 50-year mortgage. Get a 30-year, get a 15-year. A lot of people don't realize that a 15-year is an option, but it is. You are going to spend all of this time paying your mortgage. You're going to be spending more time paying off your mortgage, and you're never going to get a chance to retire. Now, if you're purchasing it when you're 20 and you're planning on keeping this house for the rest of your life, fine. 90% of the people on the planet, 90% of the people in the United States do not keep their homes for more than 8 years. On average, they sell anywhere between, I'd say between 5 and 8 years. I'm sorry, 3 and 8 years. They sell their houses just because they want to either upgrade or downgrade. So is it beneficial? No, because you're never going to get enough time to earn equity in that particular home. Now, if it's a fixer-upper and it's the worst house on the best block, do I recommend a 50-year fixed? Absolutely. If you're buying the worst house on the nicest block and you're buying it at half price, and you know that you're going to live in it while you fix it up, and you completely transform that house from maybe you purchased it for $100,000 and you're going to be able to turn around and sell it for $900,000, do that. Do what you need to do if it's an investment. Other than that, I don't recommend a 50-year mortgage. As far as a 50-year mortgage, hold on, let me see, because I pulled some things up that just frustrated me. The long-term commitment, not every lender is going to support it, so you have to know which lender you're going to be able to work with. Your house, now, I definitely wouldn't recommend it for somebody who's buying a brand spanking new house. So if you buy a newly built home, because the house is going to age faster than the loan will, you're going to build equity at a snail's pace, which is exactly one of the things that I said. So what's the point of purchasing using a 50-year fix if you never end up earning equity, which is the reason why you want to create that generational wealth to begin with.
So what do you think of like the what are they called, generational homes? So if you, let's say, you know, you do the 50-year, but yet you have a generational home. Do you think it's beneficial to do it and go that direction?
Now, when you say generational home, are you saying like compound type home, like community?
Yeah, where, you know, well, not community, but well, I know like in Hawaii, they call them generational homes where, you know, you have your parents multiple, and you have, you have multiple
living in that sense. Yeah. In a situation like that, I mean, if you know that, first of all, then that's fine because you have multiple generations that are paying towards that mortgage. And so realistically, you're going to pay it off in more than less than 50 years to begin with. So yes, get it. You know what I mean? Because if there's a month that maybe like just like what just happened, government shutdown. Some people didn't get paid during government shutdown, right? And so that's when it's beneficial, because maybe your mortgage would normally be $2,500 and your mortgage ends up being with a 50-year $900. Is it beneficial? Can you possibly afford that $900 without having any issues? Yes. So go ahead and go with that $900 payment, but make sure you're actually doubling up your payment. Most people won't double up their payment. They're like, oh, okay, no, I'm good. No, you're not. You're not.
Yeah, but would it actually be that big a difference in the payment though? Because $2,500 versus $900.
I can't answer, but I do know that it would be a large difference. I can say that it would be a large difference, but exactly what that difference would be now.
Yeah, when it first came out, I kind of looked at a couple of examples that people put out, and one was like $2,030 or something like that for a 30-year, and I don't remember what the interest rates were, but they were kind of close, you know, with the 50-year being higher, of course. And then the 50-year payment was like just a little under $2,000, so it wasn't that big of a difference in the monthly payment. But the once you paid it all off after 30 years, you would have paid like $670,000 for a $410,000 house. But for 50 years, $410,000 house, you end up paying $1.4 million.
And all of that's well, I can't say as far as the monthly payment because I don't know what that would look like. I will say that for a 15-year versus a 30-year, it is a pretty significant difference
in the interest.
So I would a difference in not necessarily in interest and potentially the payment. It just really depends on how it was structured and again what your interest rate would be. The problem is what I would love for them to do, what I would love is them to change the structure to what they have in different countries. In a lot of other countries, they don't have loans for more than 10 years. And if you really stop and think about, so I had this conversation with someone recently about how I was assisting them with a seller financing loan. Okay. And this particular one is for roughly about $100,000. And what I was explaining is when you're doing, so let's say, for instance, you're paying 10% in interest. If that if we're structuring it in a way where we're paying the interest, so we take that 10% and add it to the actual loan itself, then it's not really that much when you think about it over the course of how you would pay an actual mortgage. Does that make sense? So like a mortgage, you're paying, the way it's amortized, you're paying, like, let's say on $1,000 payment, you might be paying $970, I'm making this up, towards.
Yeah, we know, because that don't math.
No, I mean, it doesn't. But the majority of it is going towards the interest than the principal. And when people start to actually think about how much interest they're paying, it doesn't make sense when you think about, okay, well, if I'm only paying 10%, which 10% is a lot, but 10% is a lot when it's an amortized loan. So if you look in other countries, they'll say, all right, well, I'm going to take 10% of this amount. I'm going to put it on the amount of the whole mortgage, and then you're going to divide this by 120 payments, and then you're going to pay this back in 120 payments. Okay, and so I didn't pay my mortgage. I didn't pay my house off 5 times. I wish they would do that, where the average loan is only 10%, only a 10-year loan. In some countries, it's 7%, 7 years. Sorry.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that because they're these 50-year loans. They're looking at the amount of money they're going to make on the interest.
Of course, this has nothing to do, and that's
they're making you think a payment's cheaper, and the payment really isn't that cheap.
One thing that I would recommend that people start doing is becoming their own banks. This is not necessarily something I can talk about, but and what I mean by that is, I don't have the knowledge, but becoming your own banks, getting an IUL, starting to invest in yourself. And that's, again, going back to ugly news. I love me, like how I choose me. Why can't you choose yourself when it comes to every aspect of it? If you're choosing your family, become a family bank. Start putting your money aside. Start investing in an IUL, and put it in a family trust, and then borrow against it. That's the way very wealthy people are doing it elsewhere. They're saying, you know what? I'm tired of the bank having control over what I'm doing. I'm going to have control over what I do. So that's something that I definitely recommend, is having control over your own money, having control over your own, create your own bank and buy a house with your own money. Teach your kids
in all honesty, and I read about this was a few years ago, but they're literally trying to create 2 different classes. They want to get rid of the middle class.
That's correct.
It's kind of happening. I mean, if you really look at things, we have the rich and they want poor. So they only want to have 2 classes. And all of these things that are occurring is what's actually, come here. Sorry, my dog thought we were inside. But that's actually what we're experiencing, because this has been a plan for many, many years.
100%. But that's when I asked the question, and I've always asked this question: what are we doing about it? Right? Again, 22 years I work in banking. 22 years I would see how people would lose out on so much money because, let's say they tried to save and they wanted to put it in CD, and they had to take out the money in the CD for whatever reason. The bank charged them a fee, which was more than the money they actually had in the bank account. Investments, same thing. You know what I mean? The bank wanted to make sure that they got paid first. And the one thing that we would always say as bankers is this is not a nonprofit organization. We are for profit.
Right.
The same way you want to make money within your company, we want to make money too.
Right.
And then, now that I'm not in the bank, you have to stop and think about it. Hello.
We're gonna put our money back under the mattresses, remember?
Right, and you put it back under the mattress, and what happens? The house catches fire, or whatever the case is. I mean, we have to start being a little bit smarter about what we do with our money and how we conduct business, how we grow when it comes to our money and our families. And it's like, if we want to be as successful, if we want to create that generational wealth that all of us want, then we have to be very strategic about it and stop allowing someone else to tell us what's considered upper class and what's considered middle class and what's considered low class. Mm-hmm. I think that if we pay attention to, if we start creating what we want, like look at you all, you create the Lyfe magazine, right? Mm-hmm. This is something that you said, this is what I want. I want to get a message out there. I want people to know what needs to be known within this. And I'm going to say it the way I used to always say it again in the bank, within this bubble, right? Because there's so many different bubbles. There's the quote unquote upper class bubble, the middle class bubble, and the lower class bubble. There's the ghetto bubble. There's the trailer park bubble. Like there's so many different bubbles out there, and so we need to make sure that our bubble gets the message that we need out there, and that we start creating what it is we actually want, as opposed to what somebody else is telling us we need to have.
All right.
Yeah. It's about April, the legacy, not the currency.
Huh?
So April, you dropped some great knowledge on us tonight. So we appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I know I talk too much, my bad.
No.
So you're not just a pretty face.
No,
bless you, John.
But I think someone mentioned it earlier about your energy and how they like your energy. So you do have some great energy. So I actually noticed that years ago when you joined the Lyfe magazine. So we appreciate you. We appreciate all that you have done for the Lyfe magazine.
I love the Lyfe magazine.
And you're gonna start writing for us again, right? Is that what you said?
Absolutely.
All right, great. I just want to make sure.
Absolutely.
So now we got that on record. So
yes.
Once it goes on the internet, it can't come back.
So we appreciate you. Keep on singing, keep on delivering that message, and we'll see you in the Lyfe magazine.
Wait, before we go, can I tell them where they can go to my website?
Absolutely.
If any of you have any questions or concerns regarding home ownership, give me a call. Well, actually, give me a call, but go to my website, aprilfosterproperties.com, aprilfosterproperties.com. And I'll answer as many questions as I can. It doesn't matter what state you're in. If I can't help you, I have someone in your state who can.
All right.
There you go. And how could they catch the news? Your
Ugly
podcast?
News. That's at the April Sampé on YouTube. The April Sampé.
Okay. And when does it come out? What time and what day? When
it comes out on Friday. And that's all I got. It comes. It's posted on Friday.
Okay. Stay tuned.
One time you'll look there and you'll be like, wow, there it is. So that means you have to like, share, and subscribe. So as long as you like, share, and subscribe, you'll be able to see.
Yes. Well, that's wonderful. Yes. Well, I always say it's great to have multiple streams of your talent. I mean, there's many things that you can do. So we don't have to put all our eggs in one basket. There are many things we can do. So yes.
That's right.
And let's get together, y'all. I'll say this. Everybody, no matter how you do it, figure out how in your family you can build generational wealth. And if we need to come together, I feel that we need to start doing what we did back in the day before we were all born. Before we were all born, our families got together and they would figure it out. I think
that's true.
What people were talking about, how Black Wall Street, and during Black Wall Street, they were not broke. Okay, they were not broke. So we need to come together, figure it out. We need to figure it out. We need to create family compounds. And like I said, build as much generational wealth as possible. It's hard, but hard is necessary.
Yeah. Amen. You're right.
All right. Well, thank you, April.
Thank you.
All right. You have a good evening, okay?
Right. You too. Y'all be blessed on purpose.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
I like that too. I'm gonna feel that.
Right. I need that on a t-shirt and then on my hat.
All right. Good night.
I like that. Thank you, Miss Sampé.
All right.
That was good, and a lot of information. I mean, that real estate thing, that's like real life right now.
Yeah. So, if you came on halfway through, make sure you go back and watch all of the show.
Yeah.
A lot of information out there.
Yeah, it's definitely. So thank you everyone once again. Thank you.
No, you got no high pitches. No one can hear that.
I get excited.
Ooh,
but thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rhonda. Great questions, Rhonda and Beryl. You guys had really great questions. So thank for that. Thank you, Renata. And again, thank you, Diane, for joining us. But you all did a wonderful job. And again, catch April on her podcast and try and reach out to her about, those mortgages, because things are changing. Life is changing, and they're trying to do a lot of things. And we need to pay attention. It's free.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So that's that. All right, Gerald. I'm tired of looking at you. Okay.
We'll see y'all on December 1st.
Yes, December 1st. And we shall have another fabulous show for you.
That's right.
I gotta get my hair done. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Good night. On that note.